always maintained a perfect credit card score because I made sure to pay off those bills all the time. I made the money work, and I didn't fall. And I've been doing that since the age of 16. I've had a credit card since the age of 16 in my name. I've always have and haven't always made the best financial decisions, but it's there's personal responsibility there. You don't get to just take. Let's not pretend like credit cards are just all. It's just a horrible business altogether. Yes, there are predatory aspects of it, but just like there is in many different industries.
This looks a lot like victim blaming. So you've had an awful lot of Americans killed and injured by Islamic terror in the past 8 years. A lot, almost 100 killed. 300.
Wait, let me actually compare the leaderboard.
Saying that happened because America's not hospitable enough.
1, 2, 5, 6.
I would disagree with you.
Let's go to the other game.
I actually wrote a whole book on crime. I know what the numbers are. It's not even close. It's not even close. Are you really telling me that there's no soul searching that you think Muslim Americans have to go through?
I think it's important to realize that Muslim Americans are your doctors, they're your teachers, they're your politicians, they're your nurses.
But a tiny percentage are also your terrorists. So why is this happening? It's not just the fault of white Americans. That's what you're saying.
So it's basically just he's grifting.
Against Islamic Jihad, whatever that is. Against Islamic Jihad.
Now he's pretending not to know. Tucker Carlson, the worst human being known to mankind, is being cornered in a shop.
I don't care, man. Okay, dude, you are the worst human being known to mankind. I want you to return time to this state, to the United States, to everything else in this world. I don't care that you're not here. What you've done to people's families,
Wait, leaderboard?
everybody else in this world.
That's here.
What a pompous prick. What a pompous prick to call him son. To call him son. He wouldn't have, if he didn't have that amount of money that he sits on his bank account, I promise you guys, he would not be comfortable throwing around the word son. Why? Because when you say son to another man, when you demean him, when you're face to face with a man, I'm not talking about an online bullshit debate, whatever. Face to face with a man, somebody's telling you that you're being a piece of shit. Yeah, and you say to him son, or you demean him in person. A lot of times that person's going to swing on you. A lot of times that person's going to hit you. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's the truth. But they won't do it to somebody they know is a billionaire who can sue the ever-living shit out of them and send them to jail forever. So your money is now protecting you. But that's the only reason you're walking around comfortably saying the word son. It's because your dad was in the CIA. It's because your dad's a billionaire. Because you're a billionaire.
Tucker saying not to pay your credit card debt is absolutely absurd. He's deliberately trying to hurt people.
It is. All of that is reckless advice. Get married young, have more kids than you can
Where's
afford.
the leaderboard?
Card debt. I saw he did a show today. He goes, I don't have that much money. Bro, what are you talking about?
Taking an equity line out to buy another property.
You're playing at a different level. I've never been in business. I'm just like some employee who talks for a living. So I have a very simple financial picture of my life. Don't have that much money, but I don't have any debt.
I saw this clip today from Tucker.
Don't have that much money. That guy's sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars.
From his most recent show, he goes, I'm not in that world. I don't own any businesses. I was an employee. I talk for a living. I don't have that much money. It's like, dude, you probably have $20 to $50 million. What are you talking about? I don't have that much money.
Tucker saying
Hey, Google?
That's not, billionaires are super rare. That's called a lot of money. There's basically no one that has billions of dollars. That's just.
I don't have that much money. The guy's a liar. Not only is he a liar, he seems like genuinely, and I'm not swinging this word around just to swing it around. He seems like a genuine psychopath. Like there's something, he's deranged. Like there's something very much wrong with this man.
Grainger offers professional-grade products, easy reordering online, and 24/7 support, helping procurement managers keep buildings running so people can keep working. Call, click, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Man risks his life for McDonald's nuggets. I'm sorry, but I would rather watch the McDonald's Nuggets one. I have to see this. The McDonald's Nuggets one is the squatter is like, it's funny, but this is too much. Here we go.
After a man gets knocked out for assaulting McDonald's workers with chicken McNuggets, the man's entire family arrives to continue the fight.
What?
Hey, back up, police!
Wait.
Hey, what's wrong with him? Can you help me? Pull him down to the ground for me?
Damn.
10-4, we got one passed out.
You know what? I don't care.
To the ground, sweetheart. Put his head down to the ground. All the way, yeah. Hey, sweetheart.
Damn.
Hey, who hit him?
Damn, wake up.
Everybody, hush, and we'll get to investigating. Don't even have an attitude with me right now. Y'all called.
That was probably him. That's the only guy there. I mean, she's pretty big. It probably could have been her too.
So no. Hey, relax. Hey, sweetheart, relax for me. Relax.
Oh, good.
You're good. You're good. Just hang tight.
Relax.
Damn.
Shut up. I mean, tell your sister, shut up. I'm good, man.
Uh-oh. It's a family dispute.
No, I'm good. No, good.
It's okay. All right, you want to sit up? That's fine. All right. Just hold on. You passed out, you know. All right, chill out.
I'm good.
You are gonna lose your balance. Can you sit for just a second? Yep. Sit.
I'm good.
Sit.
Bro, I'm good.
Sit.
Can y'all please let me up, please?
Hold on, you passed out, dude.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, you're not.
I promise I'm
You were
good.
passed out when I got here, so have a seat.
I'm
Have a gas
good,
on your
man.
head.
Good.
You got EMS on the way. You need to get checked out, dude.
Get me out. I'm going home. I'm good.
No.
Damn.
Have a seat, dude. I'm not gonna tell you again. Have a seat.
I'm
Have a
good,
seat.
man.
Have a seat.
Y'all straight, bro.
Have a seat.
Y'all good.
You got blood on
I
your
think they
hand
gave
and
him brain
you're passed
damage.
out, okay? Hey, can I get someone to let my officer in?
I wonder if
Can
he was
you tell
like
me
this
your name?
before.
My name is Travion. I'm straight.
I'm straight? Okay, that's good. He not gay. That's the important thing. He not gay.
Yeah, that's not.
They didn't see anything.
Okay. Alright, I need somebody to talk
Oh,
to
it's
him.
Quintillion.
He was passed out right here.
Dude, if everybody is saying they didn't see this guy get knocked the fuck out, you know he was being annoying as fuck. What happened? I don't know. Yeah, I just heard a bang, and the next thing you know, guy was on the floor. Wow.
With blood. So, I mean, he's got a big old knot on his head. Something happened.
I should get this one. It resets.
I want to talk to somebody right there.
Did any of y'all see what happened?
No, he came up here acting crazy. I don't know what for, but it's like he tried to attack a pregnant lady.
Attack a pregnant lady?
Do we
He
know
got
where
what
that
he
pregnant
deserved.
lady is? Do we know where the pregnant lady is that he attacked?
She's in the back.
So he attacked her?
Oh, damn.
Okay, so who beat him up? Do we know?
No.
Okay. Okay, where that lady, where your sister at?
They don't want to say.
Oh. What's going on? You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
You don't need an ambulance or nothing? Okay,
Nope.
so you know this dude?
I don't know him. He just came in. I guess he's drunk or whatever. So he was like, I ain't going to rest I get my money naked. So I walked up to him. I said, stop being disrespectful to him. I guess one of them gave him naked. He threw them nuggets at him.
He threw him at who?
He threw it at me.
Did anyone else see him?
So they're throwing nuggets at each other? Oh my god.
Yeah, the camera.
Can you put a camera up for me?
Oh no.
I'm not a man.
Who can pull it up? Can you put a camera up so I can see him throwing the nuggets at her?
You can have a seat on a chair. Hold on, let me bring a chair to you. We definitely need to get you checked out.
nugget fight? Yeah.
Let EMS
Oh, well, that's a lot. Got that pretty.
You possibly have a concussion, alright? You got a big old knot on your forehead. Can you tell this officer what happened to the best of your ability?
I just came in to get my food to go home.
That's.
I ain't trying to do nothing else.
I get
A
it.
little bit,
Yeah,
because
sure.
you were passed out. So what happened?
I just came in to get my food to go home.
Your head
That's
busted by itself?
Sure, even this one.
University of Arizona Global Campus. We are proud to offer over 50 career-focused online programs to a fierce community of Wildcats from around the globe. Proud to be UAGC. Learn more at uagc.edu.
He threw the nuggets at her because he's in the wrong.
I want to see the footage, man.
One of the employees did. They want to see the camera.
Oh, okay. So they do know who. They do know who did it.
Okay, so he threw the nuggets. So after he threw them, he stood there and kept cussing.
He was still going on and on. He would not shut up.
So and he was cussing.
He would not leave.
And he was cussing.
What nuggets?
Yes.
And then Buddy put the hands on him.
Okay.
Where is he at?
I don't know.
The McDonald's dude that beat him up.
I don't know.
But he's left for the day. He's left.
I don't know. He on the property or he gone yet. I don't know.
But he's not back.
What is she saying?
I don't see him. I came in here to get my food. That's all.
Was there any verbal
That's not a. Actually, it is. Never.
No, because I was
I wanna get even.
Jesus.
Well, how'd you get the gash on your
The
head?
fuck is she saying?
How'd you get the cut on your head?
Yeah, it's true. Don't.
Okay.
He got the cut from the car.
Okay.
So he walked in and he got cut from the car. Oh yeah.
So based off.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh. The pregnant lady who was taking his order, he's yelling at her, you know, being obnoxious. She gets the nuggets, gives them to him.
5 points.
Throws it at flew it and leave. So at some point, one
The
of the
first
workers
one.
came around. They got the fight in, but the McDonald's guy won, and that's how he wound up busted up. So it looks like he was the primary instigator. Yes, he initiated everything. So we got.
I don't know.
And I'll get the manager's on the way to put a surveillance. Yeah, but he's about 15 minutes away. But we got disorderly conduct on him, simple battery. And
He smells intoxicated, so I don't know.
No way!
When I came up, he was totally passed out. So he's got a big old knot right there on his forehead.
Was there a fight?
Verbal altercation where an employee took that straw thing and hit him on top of the head. He's got a little
What?
gash.
So they just bonked him? They're like, stop that. Quit your nugget throwing. And they're not nuggets, guys. They're McNuggets. It's McDonald's.
Right there, sir. Yeah, just check him out, make sure he's good. He's probably not gonna go with y'all, but cover our grounds. He threw his nuggets at them. Okay.
They hit the reset button? Yeah.
Very disorderly, cussing everybody. Apparently another guy knocked
Gave him a McBall.
It was starting to get physical. So do we know what they want to do?
Let's see. I don't think there's more, but let's.
Yes. Okay. Are you Mama?
I'm the one who you stay with. So I'm.
Oh, okay. Give him a second. He was knocked out. He got hit right here. So let EMS check him out, make sure he's good. But
So did it happen here?
yes, we're trying to figure out what's going on and what we need to do. Okay.
A McDonald's worker now gets into another verbal argument with this lady as she's walking out.
Okay, but I'm not talking to you, bro. I got somebody on the way for you. You grown. You at work. You grown.
There's more to this. They know each other. This is not just a one-off. Yeah. There's lore to this. You can tell.
Hey, you're good. Step outside for me, okay? Let's wait for it to cool down a little bit. Oh, why are we yelling? Man. Sit down. You need to just make sure she's good, so we don't take her to jail.
I'll keep her back here.
Okay. The pregnant lady was like, I'm getting it. He kept cursing at her while she's getting it. She brings it out, and he takes the nuggets and just throw them at her, and then starts cussing everyone else out. So they start cussing him out back. So he refused to leave. So then one of the male guys back
throwing
there
nuggets at
came over and was like, buddy, you need to go. And they got
Holy
the stuff
shit.
in, but the McDonald's worker won, and that's how he wound up busted up on the table.
While waiting for the manager to arrive to watch the surveillance footage, the angry female worker from earlier comes outside and begins arguing with the suspect's family.
Dude, being a police officer, like, I would never. Like, can you fucking imagine this, bro? Like, adult daycare. Wow, bro, like, no self-control whatsoever. I know. People are just out of their fucking mind. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them.
Okay, are you her mom?
Yeah.
Can you please take
She's
her?
not gonna calm down.
If she don't calm down, she may wind up going to jail for
She
disorderly
don't care.
conduct.
She already got a record. So I'm telling you, she ADHD. She's not gonna calm down.
You can't take her home somewhere?
What?
Hey,
She's about to go for disorderly conduct. She's gonna shut him out.
Man. No.
Okay, they're calling him back.
Fucking high.
Back up. Tell her to back up.
Who asked for this?
So.
A fight? What do you mean? Oh my god. Oh, now they got backup too.
Do you want to ban him? I want him barred. Get him out of here. All right.
Get him out of here.
Hey, he wants you barred. You can be barred if you don't leave. Leave right now. Leave.
They're just not listening. Oh my god. Arrest the whole family? Yeah.
Out of here.
Oh my god, now it's getting round up.
Ma'am, come on.
I'm going to jail, bro. Oh, there's another one. Getting packed up.
You're doing too much. You're doing too much. She talking. I'm talking.
Yo, man.
She talking shit.
I'm not fighting y'all at all.
She's gonna pat you down. Stop yelling.
Okay, here. That's what I'm saying. Y'all sit here doing that play. I'm not fighting y'all at all.
Face the car.
Y'all don't hear.
Face the car.
500.
Shut up.
Alright, get in the car.
Isn't it crazy how much low impulse control can just ruin your whole life? Isn't it crazy how keeping it real can go wrong?
Feeding the sailors in America's Navy, it takes a passion for cooking and a willingness
Yeah, that's
to
a
go beyond your
crazy
learn more about being
exponent
a
there.
culinary specialist.
It's not exponent.
/ careers that cook. America's Navy, forged by the sea.
Like, really, like, everything was fine.
Y'all
Oh my
locked me
god.
up for talking. She talking
It's
too.
disorderly conduct.
Okay, but she is talking.
Sit back.
I'm sitting back, ma'am. I'm not going to fight y'all at all to do y'all job.
You're 17?
Yes.
Ma'am, please walk away.
I gotta walk away. This is my dog.
Man.
Walk away. This is my dog.
Man, please go over there for me. Please go.
Don't tell me the mom's gonna get arrested too. Like, really? Like, they're all, are they gonna have to all get arrested? Is everybody gonna have to get arrested? God damn. You know, they gotta make some cells in this jail, like a family cell. Whenever you get a pack of the whole family, take them down to county. Just put them all there together.
That's already way.
Patient.
Walk away.
The family package, yeah. Complete the set, yeah.
1042 or 10.
Full set.
Oh, here's her airplane.
You got a breakthrough? Yeah, I got it.
Hey, you got that citation for us?
Oh my god.
What citation?
The disorderly conduct?
How is this possible?
Yeah, I'm taking it right now.
You can write it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right.
Poverty.
The last one is 32.
Okay.
The one thing that we know didn't cause it is them. Because you know it's not their fault.
Right here should be fine.
I think he's probably being.
Look at that. See? Look at that. Causing problems.
Oh, yeah.
Sucker punch.
Can I tell
Wait,
you
so a random dude punches him in the back of the head? Honestly, like, I mean, obviously you can't punch people in the back of the head. But, like, man, you shouldn't be throwing nuggets either. I mean, people trying to get their food, man.
Yes.
You need to learn how to control your emotions.
I control my emotions.
You weren't doing it there.
Then why are you in the car? Why are you in the car?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think I want to take you to jail when we already got a dude up in there that's throwing nuggets at a pregnant lady? Do you think I want to do this?
I know,
but you're not working with us. I begged you. I said, please
stop.
Go home. We're going off it. Please, I begged you. And you just kept going. You need to control your emotions, okay? At least I gave you the respect of begging you for like 15 minutes, then putting you in handcuffs using my hands. Without having to use a weapon and bust you upside the head like a lot of these motherfuckers out here be doing. But you don't respect me back because I begged you to just relax, control your emotions. We come to work, we don't want to put motherfuckers in handcuffs, but work with us.
I want you to sign on that X citation for disorder.
What a reasonable, normal guy. Really, like, this is what's so crazy is that these body cam videos, like, I feel like we never get one where the cops are like, where I'm like, I think that they're assholes. Like, yeah, they're right. It's completely right. Yeah, I just want to fucking do this. Like, what do you mean? Holy fuck.
Thank you.
So where's
Okay, so with what we saw on video surveillance, he was
7.5 million. Yeah, that's good.
went behind there. That's why an employee hit him because it's about to turn physical between
10 million.
employees. So that's when he got hit. So he's getting charged with the disorderly conduct because they instructed him to leave. He didn't leave. So he just got to go to court for that. It's just a citation.
Overeat brought his food to the house.
In the
So
floor.
he came here looking for food, but his food was delivered to the house.
And
7.5. What is he doing?
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? The food's at the house. So all this was whose nuggets were those? There's somebody else's nuggets. Listen to that again.
Oh, I can already do.
So he just got to go to court for that. It's just a citation.
Overeat.
100.
But it was the food was at the house.
And I think that's why he got upset.
Because
and
there's
that's
no
what
food.
started
He
the
didn't know where
verbal
the food was.
altercation, and then almost as soon
Yeah,
as
he didn't know where the
physical,
food was.
And that's when they hit him because they're just like, hey, bro, like we gave you multiple times, and you're coming over here
Oh
trying
my,
to
completely avoidable. There's nothing he could have done.
Because we could have charged him with simple battery for
Nothing he could have done, guys.
Because that can still be considered simple battery, but to make it easier tonight, and with what's going on with him, I said,
How does he not know that he ordered Uber
and he's
Eats?
just going to be barred here. So
How do you not know that?
McDonald's at all. So, and he's barred from
It's
here
got
for
the little
2 years.
arrow. It
Whenever
says
he
when
comes
it's
home,
gonna
just
be
remind
there.
him of that so he doesn't go to jail for a stupid criminal trespass.
Oh,
Okay?
thank God he's not going to go to jail. Thank God. Oh, wow. We couldn't have that.
All right.
Yeah, that was
So
actually.
we got a million people out there. We had a crime scene. We got a dude bust upside the head. The EMS lady is saying, I'm taking him to the hospital. And you up in here, we was good. We was taking him to jail. We was going to get names, do a report. We was on our way. But you just kept going. You can't do this. You cannot do this stuff in public. And if it wasn't me, it was going to be someone else. And if it ain't tonight, it's going to be next week because you got to fix this. You just as long as Buddy throwing nuggets at the pregnant lady.
Well, it turns out throwing nuggets at a pregnant woman isn't just stupid, it's also the quickest way to get you knocked.
Oh my God, bro. We need more cops like that. We do.
Out in a McDonald's. Now you know things are definitely going
Knocked
downhill
out
when you
in a
can't even go
McDonald's.
to a McDonald's and have a Happy Meal with your kid
Punch it
without
back
worrying
then,
about
yeah.
things like this popping off.
Yep.
Because we've all been there, craving for a specific food that's
link
been on
you
our
guys
mind
the
all
video.
day.
That's
But
really
imagine
funny.
going into a McDonald's, you order your food, and for the first time in history, they actually get the fries perfect. You sit
Like
down, and
they
instead of
usually
enjoying
do.
your food, you have to deal with this.
Yeah.
And I can speak from experience. Police cannot stand when they walk into a scene like this
Yeah.
because it's chaotic, and on most
Exactly,
occasions,
it's
it's
fucking
difficult to
annoying.
get straight answers
Yeah.
of what happened. We got a male who supposedly passed out, but honestly, as soon as I laid eyes on him, I could tell he was probably not.
Oh, 17.
Big old
fucking.
Gotta tell you guys,
Yeah.
this is the prime reason why I started
Okay.
to take my lunch while on duty, because as a cop, you might walk into a restaurant.
Okay, I need
and
more.
have your 30-minute lunch break. But many
That sucks. You're like, I'm going to be on the clock dealing with this, probably.
times you don't get to take your lunch break, especially if you walk into situations like this. But as the
Dude,
police were doing
that
their investigation,
sucks.
it appeared like it was just business as usual, because these employees just kept working and bagging up the orders. Society is so numb to this stuff now. But this is the hard part for police, because most of the employees likely know what actually happened, but only one of them actually told police who put hands on this guy. And I've dealt with these crazy calls so many times. We arrive and start to piece everything together.
Okay,
But for
I still
unknown
need
reasons,
more. I
it
need
actually happened,
700K.
which is what we saw here. And when you have family showing up, it always has
That's-
the potential to get worse. And I've been where this cop has been, trying to explain logic to prisoners sitting
Okay,
in the back as we
I'm
talk
almost
to
there.
people. They don't listen, and they try to make the police the villain. Remember, one of the most difficult things a person will learn to do in life is controlling yourself. But in the end, what started as an order for a 6-piece chicken nugget and then throwing it at a pregnant woman got him a 3-piece combo instead with no sauce. And sadly for the woman employee, she got to finish the rest of her shift at the police station. Guys, please don't let this be you.
The male who threw chicken McNuggets at the
Jesus, bro. What a monologue. Oh my God.
pregnant woman and the female McDonald's worker who wouldn't stop yelling and arguing were both charged with disorderly conduct.
Good.
They are innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
You know what the funniest part about this whole thing is?
3
Is
point-
that they never even discussed the guy that sucker punched him in the back of the head.
Yeah, I have a lot.
It was never even discussed. Like, really, like, there was never a point where, like, they like, oh, well, yeah, this happened to this other guy or anything else. Off to McJail? Yeah, off to McJail. Who cares? Yeah, probably came back, gave him a free meal. Holy shit, man. Some of these people are so fucking stupid. It's shocking. It's really scary whenever you see these people out there and you realize that these people are just among us. They're among us. They just can't control themselves at all. And it's really for no reason, too. Like, it was nobody asked for any of this. Nobody
Okay.
needed any of this.
I'm
It was
almost done.
completely unnecessary,
It'll be 10x,
totally
so-
uncalled for, and ridiculous. But for some reason,
Let's
these
see.
people just can never let it go.
Oh,
And
nice.
They have to push it even more.
Yeah, I still
They
need more.
always do that. He already
Oh, I'm almost
he
there.
drove up there to start a problem at McDonald's to throw nuggets at a pregnant lady when he already had Uber Eats to McDonald's to his house, but he didn't know it. Oh my God. I don't even know.
I can already go.
Massive. It's the Chipotle. Oh, the Chipotle. Chipotle. Wait, is this the same one or is it a different one? Is it another one? Oh my God. How many times you throw food to somebody? I've thrown food to people before. Like we used to have food fights a little bit. It was like 7th grade. 7th grade was wild. We did all kinds of bad stuff in 7th grade. And not at Chipotle too, different angle. Yeah, like God damn, like what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like
Oh, I was looking. You know what? Let's. What is this? Oh, calling from. Okay. Wait, did I watch? Oh no, I think. Yeah, I'll just watch.
Many voters are having buyer's remorse. They are regretting voting for the Islamist communist mayor. Color me shocked that it didn't work out for these people.
It's not true that, to be honest. Most of them, not most, usually a big percentage of people, you wouldn't get voted if another election from Mamdani. It's pretty crazy, actually.
Really? And now you're at a protest for him. So what changed? Like, what did you see that made you go, I don't support this anymore?
I basically see the truth, what everybody else sees. He had an opportunity, and clearly he did not follow up with anything that I thought that he promised with. First of all, just the security for like religious places has been completely obsolete, and some kind of a bogus of like grocery stores and free. It's nonsense. We know it is. It's all basically just basic marketing.
I can even get this one.
Do you think Mamdani voted?
I call cap. I don't think that guy actually voted for Mamdani. I'll be honest with you. It sounds like a fake clip, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I call cap on it. Here is scenes from Islamized New York. Oh, nice. Yankee Stadium now they got. New York is looking more and more like London every day that goes by. Allahu Akbar. Whoa.
Where should I go now? I think I need to sadly go.
We enjoy our tirbu yap and couscous today. Let us remember that our sacrifice will bring with it not only greater peace, but also greater prosperity. Thank you all so much. Salam alaikum, Eid Mubarak.
Oh, it's stages. So I need to finish everything.
It is an
Very
honor
good.
to be with all of you
Assalamu
today
alaikum.
on this sacred and joyful day. As New York City's first Muslim mayor, I am determined to lead through this lens of solidarity. And I am comforted in this
Allah.
moment by Surah Al-Imran 103. Hold firmly to the rope of Allah altogether and do not become divided.
Okay.
Eid Mubarak, Eid Saeed, Salam alaikum.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Eid Mubarak, everyone.
Oh.
Thank you all. Everyone, my name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I'm the congresswoman here for Harchester, and it's such an honor to be here.
Wow.
Oh, good.
He jobbed AOC before GTA 6.
For inviting me to this beautiful space today. This is a community that we love deeply, cherish deeply, and I am.
Yes, we love the Pakistani Muslim, Pakistani Bangladeshi community. What a beautiful day. Allahu Akbar.
Wonderful Eid al-Adha together.
I don't get what it is, but it's with Spanish people in general. It's like there's something wrong that they think Muslims are like very good.
More Bangladeshis.
I don't know, it's pretty.
That's what we need in New York City. Look at that. That's what you want. Look how many Pakistani Bangladeshi Muslims you got. London did the same thing. They're really happy with their decision. They got no buyer's remorse in London. They're very happy about part-time socialist, full-time jihadist.
Well, in the US, luckily they see what's going on in Europe faster.
Last night,
So,
hundreds of Jewish people
very
protested
possible
outside the mayor's official residence.
the US will, it already is, but Democratic presidents might
And some moderate
burst it
Muslims
up.
joined in. Organizers say the mayor has failed to address, quote, rising
5.5
radicalization and anti-American extremism in the city. They want him out of office.
Mayor Mamdani promised this city free buses. Well, Zoran, the only thing that's been free in this city is the freedom for anti-Semites to terrorize Jewish New Yorkers.
Bigotry being waged on the Jewish community in the city of New York. We are not going to stand for that.
This mayor likes to pretend that there is a difference between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism. I'm sorry, if you hate 90% of Jews, you are a bigot, Zohran!
You were sharing as you walked up to set to talk with me today. It was surprising how many people showed up who were actually not even in the Jewish community.
Yes, exactly. And I want to be careful. This is not just about Israel. This was not a pro-Israel rally. This was an interfaith rally
Oh, I don't have
against extremism and against radicalization, right? When you have pro-Hamas, terror-sympathizing mobs running rampant on our streets, blocking access to synagogues, engaging in assault, engaging in trespass, this is a problem for all Americans. And we have to think, who are we, right? Are we a city, a state that respects civil rights, or are we one that allows rampant civil rights violations? And this protest specifically was calling on Governor Hochul to remove Mamdani from office for his negligence and his failure to equally protect Jewish citizens.
Look, I have...
Okay, so there's the very powerful protest. Here's another testament here from a Muslim American woman.
Ideology. So saying I'm a Muslim does not give you, Mr. Mamdani, the permission to make Jewish New Yorkers feel unsafe. Saying I'm a Muslim does not give anyone permission to harass, intimidate, or threaten Jewish New Yorkers. And being Muslim certainly
Why does she What is she wearing?
religious freedom of the Jewish people is violated every single day. And let me tell
Not Jewish. It sounds in.
is hallowed ground. 9/11, Muslims, Jews, Christians, everybody got together. We mourned together. We built and rebuilt New York together. We said that terror and hate would not define us. But you, Mayor Mamdani, have become a symbol of that terror and that hate. And so, Jewish New Yorkers who are living in fear, I call on you. Demand his resignation because you cannot
Wait, no. Where's the?
And I say to Muslims who are listening to me that when the religious freedom of Jewish people is violated, the religious freedom of Muslims is also under attack.
I don't necessarily agree with that last sentence. I don't think that's the case anymore. It's not accurate anymore. When Muslim religious freedoms are affected, it doesn't necessarily affect Jews and vice versa. Muslims definitely have way more religious freedoms in New York City right now than Jews do. But it's not about who has more religious freedom or not. It's more about the fact that Zoran Mamdani is just not qualified to be mayor. He's a bigot. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a call center scammer. He's really nothing more than that. This video speaks for itself. The New Yorkers are done with the Muslim bullshit.
Good morning, New York. Everybody say Eid Mubarak on 3. 1, 2, 3. Eid Mubarak. Thank you. Did you say it? Good morning, New York. Everybody.
Full cringe fest. A full cringe fest. Nobody wanted to be involved. And by the way, I'm the first person who's going to wish you, my sister, Eid Mubarak. But stop imposing your will of life on people. Stop it. Nobody wants it. Nobody's comfortable with it. Nobody cares for it.
So now dropping a new multi-billion-dollar housing shakeup that critics say will pull housing units from private.
Great stuff.
Could make the city's housing crisis even worse. Today's New York Post cover blasting the city.
I can't believe he's the first person to do so.
And take. Let's bring in Republican New York City Councilor Vicky Palladino. Vicky, welcome back to you. Good to have you back on the program. I can't imagine you have any strong feelings about this.
Oh boy, do I ever. This is eminent domain. This is what they've been after since he took office. But the Democrats.
I like how Destiny is on Israel's side, so he's probably one of the more controversial.
Exactly mean. This is going to weaponize the building department here in New York. They're going to start to.
I think he did something bad, but I don't know exactly.
Fines. And then
oh yeah, and he also has bad political.
This whole it's a roller coaster of things.
Does
we have C. Weaver, who is going to be activated.
That's something for them.
Tenants' rights thing. They're going to.
Basically, he bases his logic on whether other what I don't know. Like, we're not gonna understand. But
the city itself.
He's just doesn't have.
The fines are and how high they're going to go. This is going to be an absolute disaster for us.
Most Democrats don't say, "Oh, Trump is bad, therefore I can't for myself, and therefore everything sucks." Like, that's why he's pretty dumb.
Just mentioned openly promotes imposing low rents and high taxes to squeeze owners into foreclosure so that the city can grab their properties from them. The aim is legalize theft, but after all, confiscating private property is a pillar of socialism. This is flabbergasting. This is
it?
Flashback to a 2021 podcast with C. Weaver saying the goal is to make housing worthless. Listen to this.
So, rent control, and they need to be rent controlled. And the reason why they need to be rent controlled is not because rent control is inherently socialist, but because rent control limits the speculative value of the land. Like, our goal is to have the housing actually be worthless to some degree, right? Like, we don't want this to be an investment vehicle. We want it to be like long-term stable homes. We don't need people to become millionaires off their homes.
Whoa.
No. She's been doing this now. I talked about this earlier.
I just don't understand the Fox News reporter saying this is flabbergasting. He literally told us all that this is what he was going to do. That he wanted to create social housing. That he wanted to take away.
I kind of agree with him. Like, what? Like, they are.
This is what he said.
They were telling me.
And he's now doing it. Get him out of office, and in my opinion, deport him.
I hope they can. Ilhan Omar has a more substantial backing, something fraudulent, but his fraudulent backing is socialism under capitalist government. Also, in my opinion, but it's not even close to. Wait, why did I think? Not even close to what the Minnesota person think Elon Omar is way. It's sad to see though, because New York City, like, way. That's what the like when people think of the U.S. Sadly, that's what they think, and it's pretty sad to see that that's the place. But Elon Omar has more valid backing. That's why it's gonna be that easy. Got me off of office. While it might not be that easy to take Elon Omar out of office, it's gonna be relatively because kind of fraudulent. A lot of money back to. Then if it's 250. I think this is. Yeah, that's. And just one more, but. Can we get to 300? I don't know, but the jump from 300 to 1K. That's a big jump. Oh. Let's see what we should watch. I don't know, I'm gonna do videos that I might not like, because so this one I would like. This one even. This one wouldn't like no. But it's because we need a lot of content for game. Okay.
Do you like when liberals get triggered? Do you like it when the lefties kind of lose their mind? Well, I do. Let's take a look at this clip of a TikToker who claims she's a Colorado attorney melting down after getting triggered by a guy in an ICE t-shirt. Let's take a look.
I want to take a minute to say that I was out at dinner in downtown Montrose tonight, and there was a man wearing an ICE t-shirt. It had the ICE logo on the back and looked like a legit shirt indicating that he worked for ICE. So if that's the case, that sucks. He was out in public at a restaurant with a woman, and he appeared to be on a double date with another guy.
I heard they're trying to rename it
to be shameless, fearless, like no one would dare to say anything to him. And then I got to thinking, even if he's just wearing a t-shirt,
it's kind of fun.
An active ICE officer, what is he trying to say? My read, and maybe someone else has a different read, but my read is you're wearing that t-shirt and you're signaling clearly you are not welcome here to immigrants. That's what he's signaling.
It's
You are not
illegal
welcome
immigrant.
here and you should be afraid.
Or it's not. It's some of them are illegal.
Dude wearing a t-shirt that
Some immigrant.
stands for such hate.
I'm a legal immigrant.
That it makes me angry beyond words.
Immigrated.
Oh, that's all. Okay, well, let's
And
tell you
that's
this.
why I
If you
think
have a baby and you're in a
illegal
restaurant,
immigration
you
is a major deal. Because I know more about. I think I have of a game in this since I'm an immigrant. I don't know. It's dangerous to let every illegal and everyone in, which is good because Trump is stopped. Like he basically stopped the majority of it, and he's also not just that, also is deporting more than they're coming in. It's only a bit are coming. I think it's preserving the American culture for longer.
She's angry.
But I
I
think
had
it might
in a Mexican restaurant. You know how many mad
democratic.
Mexicans I've met in my life? It's not. You're just a fucking drama queen. This is why the left is the way that it is. This is why nobody takes you guys fucking seriously. Because these are the hills that you guys choose to die on. You choose to die on the hills of fucking yelling at an old white couple about having a MAGA hat in a Mexican restaurant. This is why nobody takes you guys seriously. This is why everybody laughs at you. This is why you guys are the laughing stock of the whole world. This is why everybody collectively comes together and says the left is ridiculous. It's because of shit like this. You guys keep doing shit like this. I don't really understand. When are people going to wake up to the reality that we're allowed to have different opinions and it doesn't mean you're a terrible person? You can be a lefty and I can be your friend and we can believe in different things, and it doesn't mean you need to yell and scream and throw a child's tantrum to kick me out of a restaurant if I support a different political leader. Can I make fun of you? Yes. Can I intellectually make fun of you? Can I say I think your opinions are absolutely retarded? Are your opinions retarded? Probably. But it doesn't mean you need to yell and scream and throw a child's tantrum to make your point heard. Does that make sense? You really don't need to. Like, what are you actually accomplishing by sitting there yelling at somebody with a MAGA hat in a Mexican restaurant? If anything, you should say, this is incredible that there's a MAGA guy eating at a Mexican restaurant. Because the stereotype is always that MAGA people are super racist and they're white supremacists, so they would never, they would never sit there at a Mexican restaurant and entertain Mexican people. They would never sit there and support a Mexican business. That's always the stereotype, even though obviously that's not true. It's a very dumb thing to say. I don't believe that's the case at all. But I just find it ridiculous that that's the hill that this bitch wants to die on. She wants to die on the hill of this person's a racist because he's eating at a Mexican restaurant. Why would you come in with a MAGA hat at a Mexican restaurant? Like, bro, what? What is this fucking logic? What is this retarded logic?
Has this ever happened to you? Hey, are you a Zionist? What is this hesitation?
I disagree, because if they actually think that way, then it actually makes sense for them to do that, but it's a dumb way to think.
The Jews of Persia? Well, hey, Habibi, you think Herzl thought he was a white colonizer as he Zionized the Jews of Europa? Listen, kid, I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Jew, or a Christian. You're a Zionist, right? Yeah. Well, a good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys some provocative merchandise. They do? Absolutely, bitch. I have some incredible designs for you, Yeled. They say everything promised to you 3,000 years ago. Here, take a shirt with a matching hat. For you, good price. They say they kick you from 109 countries. Here, join the 109 club. Take shirt and matching hat. For you, good price. Habibi, you want to Zionize? Here, take shirt, matching hat. You like Kuba Selek shel Safta? Here, take shirt, matching hat. Take sticker, take hoodie. Take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take. Yossi, achi, he understand you, stop! A good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys merch. Yalla, Habibi, for you, good price.
Are your daydreams filled with salty air, gorgeous sunsets, and a certain je ne sais quoi? The beautiful beaches of the French Riviera are calling. Protect your European vacation with Allianz Travel Insurance to help you answer travel challenges like delayed or canceled flights, lost luggage, and medical mishaps with a nonchalant c'est la vie.
we'll look at the legal reality of whether Hassan is going to get in trouble, right? I mean, like, we'll see. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at it.
Hassan Piker is now under federal investigation, and this time the penalties can be very serious. We're going to today on The Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney. Now, Hassan Piker is no stranger to controversy and potentially filming his crimes live.
Kaya, please just go.
Wait, that's a crime?
Now, this time it's not for Collargate, but this time it's
That's
for
a
something
crime.
serious
That's
as
a-
the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control, or OFAC, is probing into his participation in a March 2026 activist trip to Cuba. He was part of the Nuestra America convoy, which was deemed as a humanitarian aid convoy,
It's always
but involved
humanitarian
many
aid.
activists, many of which, in fact, advocate for violating U.S. law.
We're here with Morid, and he is a Palestinian currently studying for free.
Here in Palestine and Cuba, things are all too similar. Both our peoples are living the same thing. Because of the same enemy, I am ready to be on the battlefield for my people to support them on the front lines.
And the alleged issue says, essentially boils down to, did he violate official U.S.
Not the
sanctions
same.
in his trip?
I don't even know how dumb you are.
Very specific and very, very serious allegations.
Yeah, that's
but
the
first,
question, right?
I have
Who
a very
knows?
important.
It's not even the same government doing it to Palestine.
Is it the Jews in
I don't
Cuba?
get it.
Designing and promoting
Hey,
addictive platforms. They
it's
knew their
everywhere,
apps could contribute
okay?
to anxiety, depression, and body image issues, but did not share those risks while prioritizing profit.
It's a completely different.
Are people in Cuba
Underscores
wearing
the
kifos?
consequences of
It's
those
an identity
decisions.
movement.
If you or your child spent
Obviously
years
an
growing
identity
up
movement.
Both Palestine and Cuba are in the Iran, but they're
Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they caused. You can use the link in my description or scan the QR code to take a short quiz to see if you qualify for a case. You
They have
may
this
be
on
entitled to a
radios
potential
now.
recovery
Trying
of
to make
over
all the money off of this.
$1,000. Okay, so the laws that are at play here involve whether or not he was dealing in transactions that are prohibited with Cuba. So that could be financing, coordinating, or delivering goods you shouldn't have, staying at or transacting with Cuban government-owned or controlled entities. There's a list of hotels that are prohibited and where
So
you
you're not able
cannot
to go
stay
there.
in
That's
Cuba.
crazy.
There's also other things you're not supposed to be doing while you're there. And the problem
I'm assuming it's because those hotels are owned by the government, right?
Hassan and many
So
live
you'd be giving them
streamers
money?
is that they want to openly brag about committing crimes. In fact, Hassan Piker has encouraged people to commit theft.
I'm pro stealing from big corporations.
I'm happy that this is happening.
All the way, like across the board. We gotta get back to cool crimes like that, like bank robberies. Chaos, full chaos. Let's go. I mean, look.
So what OFAC?
It's so stupid. It's just so stupid, isn't it? Oh my God.
Is done here is they've requested information,
Bank
so they've
robberies?
sought out more information to do a review of this activist trip and any particular foreign
There's no such thing as cool
might have.
crimes.
Now, while there are no criminal charges yet, the
I don't
penalties for
think-
this can be very serious. And Hassan
It might be under like a very unlikely scenario. Still, I don't know if there's a.
Free me. Free me. Free me. I can't believe I'm saying that.
So the potential penalties here can actually stack up. This is under the Cuban Assets Controls and Regulations Act.
What is
Which
this?
is enforced via the International Emergency Economics Power Act, the IEEPA. So there's two sides to this, a civil side and a criminal side. On the civil side...
You know, actually, Nick Shirley could have gotten in real trouble for.
Violation. So the issue
Yeah,
is
I don't think I'll get to.
trips. Let's say you're out there on a long trip and you're doing multiple things, especially if you're live streaming,
Often
once
just-
again being your own
Yeah.
star
Who
of the
fights-
business, you might violate several of these provisions. So
Wow.
maybe you're
It's like
bringing
300,
in or
400K.
transacting with goods you're not supposed to bring in or you're not supposed to buy. Maybe you're staying at a hotel you're not supposed to stay at, or something that's linked to the Cuban government and prohibited. So you may have multiple transactions, so that 91K can stack up against you, and that is indeed the lowest level. But on the highest level, for
Teleport to me.
willfully doing
What could
these
happen?
things, for going out and
Yeah,
saying,
'cause,
"Yep,
I mean, he obviously did it on purpose, right? I mean, like, they're not going to go after somebody that, like, accidentally stays at a hotel they didn't know, right? I mean, they might harass you or say, like, you know, you got to pay like $100 or something, but like they're probably not going to do anything serious.
I did it, who cares, so what? And bragging about it, which many of these influencers actually go out and do.
Yeah.
You can have fines for up to $1 million on the corporate side for most individuals, about $250,000, $250K
Oh my
on the individual
God.
side. But you can also face imprisonment for up to 10 years. So there is actual real prison time that can be behind.
10, holy fuck.
W. That's good.
Oh my.
Behind willful violations.
Okay.
Now, it's very clear
I'm happy
this has
about
not been pressed yet, but it's still on the table. Now, in practical cases, when we look at these things, most of these violations for first-timers or non-egregious offenses are typically civil penalties. So they'll typically slap them with some sort of fine. So it might be a 10, 20, 30, 40K fine. Once again, up to 91K.
Right.
These things can add up. Hassan Piker's got money, but if you hit him with a couple of these, I mean, that's a dent
like $2
in his
million.
Labubu budget.
It's a lot of money.
Now, we're going to see where this actually plays out. But where I see this happening and being a problem with Piker, whether or not he gets into any problem here, is to look at his pattern of behavior of encouraging criminality.
It's going to be, like, if he goes to court for this, I think he loses 100%. Like, especially if there's like a jury. Like, I mean, if you see a guy and they just play like his greatest hits of like all the amount of times he's like encouraged, you know, like terrorism, he's encouraged like crime. Like, I mean, it's going to be immediately GG's. Like, nobody is going to look at that and be like, oh, okay, this guy is totally, you know, this is a good law-abiding citizen.
That's not enough, but it's really high now.
Until somebody is motivated enough to get him on camera saying something and actually punish him. He's gotten away with many of his crimes because they've been local crimes. The local California
Nobody gives a
PD
shit.
is not that motivated. Many of them are probably politically aligned with Piker, so they might agree with him on other issues and therefore not want to prosecute him. So he's gotten away with a lot, but the feds are not necessarily going to fall into that camp. And they might look at this and say, no, this is...
Well, they might be going after him, too. Like, here's another thing.
Wait, 100?
He's very clearly a political agitator. And he does so in a way that is...
We have at least 300.
Violence. Like, it's not like, for example, somebody is a political agitator and they're, like, out there, you know, doing marches or something like that. Like, he's out there, like, actively encouraging people to break the law, actively promoting terrorism, actively promoting, you know, other types of violence, stuff like that. Like, I mean, this is really, it's like there's a larger scale of bad behavior here that's not specific. You know damn well he didn't violate any, it's wild how you're still spreading misinfo. It's wild how he didn't violate any sanctions. Well, let me, so you're arguing his greatest hits would not be valid in this case. They would be valid because it would be used to establish a pattern of behavior. So it's very common inside of a case, in order to build a pattern of behavior, in order to derive intent on whether this person would have a reasonable suspicion that what they were doing was wrong. Intent obviously matters. It's the difference between murder and manslaughter, for example. So they wouldn't be playing the greatest hits to convict him for that.
Manslaughter sounds worse than...
Provide a foundation that they can create...
I don't know what manslaughter is.
He didn't know what he was doing and he did it wrong intentionally. So, you know, damn well he didn't violate any sanctions. I don't know if he did or not. I don't know if he did. The case is supposed to be about funding and violation of sanctions. Well, who knows what it's going to be about, right? I mean, if they subpoena him and they go into discovery and they find out, like, for example, that he is in direct contact with, like, a Cuban government official, or he is trying to cooperate with them, or he did help them in a material way, then it could be way different, right? And they will find that out. So I think that you can't be certain that he did nothing wrong, but you also can't be certain that he did something wrong. A subpoena is not an admission or a conviction, but it does. I mean, like normal people, like I'm not sitting here getting subpoenaed for going to Cuba. It's because I didn't do that. Nick Shirley didn't do that. So very clearly there probably is something to this that you and I both know anything about it. I don't know if I see this going, I don't know. I see this going nowhere. It's simply for show. The truth is that you're probably right. You're probably right about this, but there are a lot of people that don't get prosecuted for things that they could have done wrong. It happens all the time. I talk about it on a daily basis. So the fact that somebody doesn't get in trouble for something doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't do anything wrong. I mean, like, let's be real.
On your face violation here and actually hold him to task. And I cannot wait till the day comes that Hassan Piker actually reaps some of what he's sown, because once again he has openly encouraged criminality time and time again. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one.
I think it's been pretty interesting to watch how pretty much everybody has been against him. All the right-wing people, the majority of the left-wing people, like nearly everybody have been against him. And the reason why, I think, is very simple. It's because he's represented a subversive group of people inside of American politics that all they do is just simply make politics harder for liberals and also add in identity politics that are not really congruent with any sort of American values, right? Oh, let me link you guys the video before I do that real quick. And yeah, I mean, I like Andrew's videos a lot. I totally, agree with him. I think that definitely a lot of people have been waiting for like some level of accountability after so many of these clips that are just like so obviously fucking.
This would definitely be
consequences, right?
Perfect.
The right side wasn't just a state of mind. What if it was a real place?
But we're finding that a lot of the people that they're capturing, you could say they're illegal, right? That is in an act, like you could say they're illegal immigrants, but being a legal immigrant, that means it doesn't mean you've committed a crime.
They're literally called illegal immigrants. By definition, they've all committed crimes.
No, because
if I come into your home and I just start living in your house, have I committed a crime?
That's a different crime. That's trespassing.
Very good. So why is it trespassing for your house, but it's not trespassing for a country?
Illegal immigrants still have rights. They have rights to due process.
Correct. Absolutely, they have rights to due process. In the same way that Americans have rights to national sovereignty.
So once you're in the United States, illegal or not, you still have rights. Rights like due process, rights.
So again, because you're making a lot of grandiose statements, what specific due process rights have illegal immigrants been forfeited of because of the Trump administration? Hey guys, Shabbos Ketz, and I'm here. We are at the University of Southern California in the People's Republic of California, and we're going to ask some students some difficult questions. Let's do it.
It's crazy because he was a person in Black Lives Matter, which, to be honest, it's like, it sounds good, but they like commit a bunch of like a sub-section.
Actual cultures in Saudi Arabia, for example, that if you proselytize or if you leave the Islamic faith, like they will behead you. That's an actual law on the books today. And so my argument is not only the recognition that our culture, the West, is superior, but also when it comes to things like, I don't know, immigration law, we have an obligation to ensure that people coming into this country, even if they're coming in legally, are not just following the laws. That goes without saying. They also subscribe to the value system that we have here in the West. Why? Because not all cultures are equal.
Okay, I just want to clarify a few more things. So when you said Western culture, right? You're defining Western culture as, I'm assuming, United States, Europe, Canada.
Exactly. So the West is not merely defined by geography. It's also countries that subscribe to it. So Australia would be a really good example, even though geographically we're very much disconnected. There are countries in the Middle East, I would say Israel is one of them, that shares Western cultures. They believe in like the preservation of Western hegemony. Again, equal rights for all peoples, the toleration and welcoming of the LGBTQ+ community. And there are many, many cultures and many, many societies that like fundamentally don't believe in any of that. Like if you're a gay man living in Iran, like you are fucked. There's no easy way around that.
Okay. All right. So I want to start. So when we talk about like the West,
30 times that might all no, but let's get the top one. It always annoys.
The fact that Western countries subscribe to things like the UN, we have human rights, and we trying to promote these ideals, like you said, democracy, freedom, things like that. Would you say that to me personally, I don't think those are applied equally across the world. I think it has a lot more to do with national interest and preserving economics power rather than promoting, these grand ideals.
I agree with you, right? It just has to do with national interest. It just has to do with economic war. I can see that argument. Okay. That doesn't change the underlying reality, whereby, like in East Timor, they are conducting female genital mutilation experiments, like on young girls. And so if I'm an American immigration officer, I'll say, I don't want you coming into my country, the United States, and imparting your value system on us because we just have fundamental value sets. Okay.
עבדתי יותר משחשבתי, כמעט עד 5. מה? הצלחת לעשות? כן. יופי. Hang on.
Are we defining that by morality? Because cultures aren't a monolith, as we know. I would, Christianity, they're very wide spectrum of Christianity, right? And we don't have to get on the radical Islam question, but you have radical Christians who wouldn't subscribe to things like women's rights, gay rights.
Great, so I think we're on the same page. Whether you're a radical Christian, a radical Jew, or a radical Muslim, I think the statistics bear out that it's radical Islam way more than the other two religions. But if you are a radical of any of those denominations or religions, don't come into this country because we believe in multiculturalism. We believe
that means that it wasn't that high.
Liberal world order, and if you don't subscribe
But
to
let's
these things,
try to get
I
as
agree
much.
with you. So when you say like culture's not a monolith, I would agree with you. Why? Because some cultures are just better. So of course it's not a monolith.
So
Would
if
you
they're
not
a-
concede that point?
I would concede that. I wouldn't say. I don't think better or worse is the way to, because you have
Can
to
I sorry? Can I
define-
quickly interject because you
Yes.
just said it's. I wouldn't say better or worse. So let's use Qatar. Qatar is a good example of this. Qatar is a 300,000 population strong country in the Middle East. The other 2 million people who live there are not Qatari citizens; they're slave migrants from other countries. Qatar will not allow Christians to proselytize. If you proselytize, there's a good chance that you will be killed. It's not a hypothetical, it's not conjecture, it is actually happening. That is part of Qatari culture. They are proud of what they believe in. Now, if you're an immigrations officer and I'm applying from Qatar, and I say I want to come to the United States because I have a great new job, but I also want you to know I abhor Christianity, and yeah, if someone proselytizes Christianity to me, there's a good chance I might kill them. So I say our American culture, our Western culture is so much better because we're not going to kill people for practicing different religions, and Qatari culture is so much worse because they actually will.
Okay, I would say America kills tons of people all the time. It might not be
For
on the basis
for practicing Christianity?
Not be on the basis of practicing Christianity, but I mean, if you just look at Africa, where let's take Congo, right?
Okay.
Where we get most of our valuable minerals and things we need for our electronic devices and such.
Cobalt.
Cobalt, exactly. I would say a lot of Western countries, even American companies, Israeli companies, countries in France and the UK, import pretty inhumane practices there. And
Well, if you were to believe that that's true, I'm not disagreeing that there are inhumane practices being conducted in the Congo. What I'm saying is Western culture is the only culture that combats that. If you believe in child labor laws, that's because of the West. If you believe in paid time off, that's because of the West. If you believe in equal employment opportunities, that's because of the West. Countries that don't practice that are countries like
so, are
Congo.
you saying that Western culture promotes like things like democracy and is
Undoubtedly. Can you point to any Western culture that is not a democratic society?
Democracy is kind of hard to define. I would say, I mean, there's certainly a lot of flawed democracies in the West that are definitely slipping towards authoritarianism.
So what would be an example of a Western country whereby people can't vote in elections?
People cannot vote in elections.
Because that's how I define a democracy, when we get to choose who represents us. Right? The United States is a representative democracy because I get to decide, I get to vote who wants to represent me.
It's a little pretty low standard for democracy. I mean,
okay, so there's
electoral autocracies, right? Would you consider Venezuela a democracy prior to the Maduro?
Definitely not. It wasn't
Definitely
a
not.
democracy.
They elected Maduro.
No, they did not elect Maduro. Maduro was an illegitimate president.
He kept power.
Correct.
But he was
In
elected.
an illegitimate. He was not elected by the people. In the same way that I would say Kim Jong-un was elected by the people. No, he wasn't. It's because there was only one other candidate, and if you vote for that one other candidate, you will be killed.
Hungary, Viktor Orban, right?
Viktor Orban is a perfect example of Hungary being a democracy because if he was an authoritarian, then how did he leave power exactly? That's a pretty crappy authoritarian, no?
No. Oh, yes, sure, he conceded power, but there are most definitely, electoral autocracies that exist.
So what would be an example of an electoral autocracy in a Western-style culture? In a
Yeah,
Western
okay.
culture?
Like similar to being.
Western autocracies. I'm bringing up to say that I don't think electing your officials is a high enough
Okay,
bar.
let me see.
So what would be it? So what would be
Tungsten 0.
I would say
Okay, let me go.
we need to have fair and equal representation, right? I mean, voting is one thing. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
In the South prior to 1960, right? A lot of scholars would consider the South, pretty much an autocracy by the Democratic Party. They pretty much have
can probably do
Black
that.
people were disenfranchised from voting because of things
Let me
like
do.
Well, because of their
polling
color of their
tests.
skin.
Yes, whole lot of factors that were imposed by the Democratic Party, right? This is before the party switch and such. So even though there was, you could vote in theory, you wouldn't have considered the southern states,
Let me go.
Alabama, Mississippi, those states to be a democracy prior to, like, I would say, maybe the 1970s.
Sure, so we can discuss the historicity of Western democracy, but that fundamentally doesn't answer the prevalent question
So wait,
of
I
today.
want to get back to, so your point that cultures are not equal, right?
Correct. I'll ask you like a simple, straight up question. I asked someone
I think
this
I want to
before.
get to why that's important, or why the framing.
Great question.
Why the framing?
I'll tell you exactly why. Okay, we have to stop the video because Daniel just told me that some of you are watching this, but you're not actually subscribing or even sharing this with a friend. We all have that one annoying guy in our friend group who disagrees with like everything we say. So make sure, take 5 seconds and just share it with that dude. And now let's get back to the video. Because in the political discourse within the United States, the Overton window has shifted. And we're not just talking about illegal immigration, right? We're not just talking about people who violate our laws. We're also talking about legal immigration. Like, who are the types of people we want coming into this country? And I always give this example. I would say in Muslim-majority Middle Eastern countries, there is virtually non-existent age of consent laws. Pedophilia is rampant in ways that statistically they're just not nearly as rampant in Western countries. So the example I always give is if you, Trent, you're an immigrations officer, you're part of the Department of Homeland Security, congratulations, and you have a civilian, he's applying for immigration status in the United States.
I kind of need the...
I married an 8-year-old, my neighbor married a 12-year-old. I totally plan on coming to the United States and practicing my Iraqi Middle Eastern culture, and I'm going to marry and fuck a 12-year-old. Wouldn't you say, as the immigrations officer, you know what? That's a really bad culture. I don't want that here. Wouldn't you say that?
I would say that's a really bad person.
But hang on, but it's not him. He says this is totally normal. Where did I get this from? It's from my culture. Everyone does it. And I want to bring Iraqi culture, and we as men of the left, we celebrate all cultures because no culture is better or different than the other. Wouldn't you concede, though, that that's clearly not true? Because between you and me, we would not want that guy.
Why does he say concede?
Middle Eastern culture, but we agree that cultures weren't a monolith. So why would you take that and say this entire culture is just bad?
I didn't say this entire culture. I said this man who practices a particular ritual
Middle Eastern culture,
as part of his Middle Eastern culture. It's an actual thing that's happening right now. So I'm genuinely just curious. Would you accept him into the United States?
I would not accept him into the United States.
But why? Because
he has practices that I think are against the law.
Perfect. There we go. So we're on the same team here.
I think we're on the same team. I just don't agree that you could, take, examples from, let's say, less progressive, parts of because there are progressive people in the Middle East who do believe in, women's rights and all these things that we have in the West, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's fair to say because this exists, and for the most part, I mean, we don't even have public opinion on a lot of this stuff because, like Afghanistan is still run by the Taliban.
Correct. So I would not want people coming into the United States from Afghanistan who support the Taliban. Is that fair?
Yes.
Great. So
that
we're in agreement.
Fair.
Why is that fair? Because their culture is incompatible with Western civilization, right? Like we don't want them importing their third world cultures, beliefs, practices onto American society. And I think that's like a totally legitimate and fair thing to say.
Okay,
but we should be comfortable saying publicly.
I think where we need to be careful is I don't think you want to ban immigration from the Middle East.
Absolutely not. If I had an Afghani refugee who said, I escaped the Taliban, Malala is a great example. I want women's education. I believe in liberalism. I believe in multiracial democracies. For sure I want her. For sure. Why? Because she's rejecting her culture. So I want immigrants, and this has actually been the history of immigration in the United States, is people assimilating. Yes, they can keep their traditions if it's compatible with the West, but ultimately they're assimilating into what we call multiracial democracy.
Sure.
I think that's a really great thing. And the problem I see, certainly post-October 7th, is way too many campus activists at USC, at Harvard, and elsewhere, they fundamentally believe that all cultures are equal. And if someone practices female genital mutilation, if someone practices pedophilia, if someone practices beheading as a result of apostasy, well, that's just their beliefs. And who are we to say that's wrong? We, as men of the West, have an obligation to say that thing is wrong.
Yes, okay. I can agree with you that there should be some sort of process to determine whether someone is going to be able to, uphold the rights and values that we hold in the West when immigrating. I think the framing of the rhetoric is very dangerous, though. And I think it could be counterproductive. When you say most people aren't going to engage in the sorts of nuance that I would say you are, right? When they listen to someone say, these cultures are inherently bad, worse, things like that. What more often than not, what that leads to is policies like travel bans and blanket policies that don't really reflect the actual reality of the situation. So that's where I'm mainly pushing back. Is I just think framing this rhetoric of these some cultures are just inherently worse, and when in reality culture is a very, very complex thing. Values, traditions, all these things. I don't think it's that easy to say, oh well, they practice this, because we could go back and forth and I could point to, you know, bad practices in the West and say, you know, this is pretty bad. You might say, that's bad, but, you know, this is worse.
I'm happy to concede that in a principle sense, but would you not concede that on an objective moral level, that Muslim majority countries that don't have age of consent laws are inherently incompatible with Western civilization? Like, I imagine you and I, when we read about Jeffrey Epstein, we're disgusted. You know, we want pedophiles to be like chemically castrated and like thrown into the sea because like we abhor that thing. So then, wouldn't it make sense then that if you're coming from a Muslim majority country that doesn't have age of consent laws, that has rampant pedophilia, you wouldn't want that culture in the United States? Isn't that like obvious?
We wouldn't want their entire culture, but I feel like that's kind of counterproductive because no one is suggesting that we're importing an entire culture and imposing it onto the United States.
That's what's happening right now.
I would push back against that. I would say there are people immigrating, but you know, I don't think any amount, honestly, unless you know, impractically we just took all the people from the country and put them in the U.S., it would be a fundamental oh, now Western culture is under attack.
So then we're in agreement then that if the Democratic nominee in 2028 says that they want to import more immigrants, like from Syria, for example, we would say, no, that's wrong, right? As in, you just said it's not too much of a problem because it's not really happening. I would agree with you. So if a Democrat were to say we should make it happen, then we would stand up together against it.
I'm not saying that immigration isn't happening. I'm saying the quite literal taking of Middle Eastern culture and putting it onto the West, I don't believe that's happening.
Oh, it's probably not happening in the United States in the same way. It is not only happening, it has happened in most Western European countries. Sweden is probably the best example of it. Sweden is now the rape capital of Europe, and almost all of those rapes are being conducted by middle-aged and young men, particularly from Middle Eastern countries. So much so, in fact, that countries like Sweden, countries like Denmark, countries like Germany, they actually now have to have a signage, like public signage on the streets in Arabic, reminding people not to sexually assault women on the subways because, hey, we don't do that here in the West. It's like, it has already happened.
Yes. Okay. So
should we deport those people back to their countries?
I think if you rape somebody, I think you should absolutely be deported. Yes.
Great. So we're in total agreement then that not only should you be deported, but we would actually support agencies of the government that facilitate the deportation of that.
Okay.
As long as it's due process. Yes.
Immigration Customs Enforcement, ICE. So we would agree that we should support ICE because they're the ones who are deporting those individuals.
I don't think ICE is currently doing immigration enforcement as much as it's terrorizing communities.
What else are they doing?
I mean, they've arrested several U.S. citizens. They've killed several U.S. citizens.
Several? It's not several.
So
it's like 8 and they're 2.
She did it.
Okay.
But let's talk about Alex Preddy because I would agree with you.
But it is crazy that I didn't think they would deported it.
Why? Because
anyone
who violates the law must be held accountable under the law. Whether you're an ICE
it's also it's so little that it's like they weren't trying to, but they did it.
Absolutely, and if they're not,
or something like that. Because there's mistakes everywhere.
I agree with you. They should be prosecuted, and if you can pinpoint specific illegal immigrants, I would say they also need to follow the law. They haven't, and there need to be repercussions. They need to be sent back home in the same way an ICE officer who did not follow the law and shot an innocent civilian also needs to be held accountable. It just seems like the left are creating double standards. They're saying illegal immigrants who violate the law, keep them here. But the ICE officer who, through the heat of the moment, killed someone unjustly, he needs to follow the law, and he didn't, so we need to arrest him. Why the double standard?
Okay, so this is where we can get into this. Okay, so ICE has not been following the law. It's been very well documented. You can look at the New York Times. The people they're holding in detention centers right now, most of them do not have criminal records, right? It's up to, I think...
every single illegal immigrant, by being in this country illegally, violated the U.S. code. So they're all
what if they're not legal immigrants?
Well, if they're not illegal immigrants, they're not being deported.
And let's get...
Can you name 3 American citizens who've been deported by ICE?
Oh, that is a lot.
Can you name 2? Name 2 American citizens who've been deported by ICE.
The gentleman's name,
WGU has a ton of resources.
Yeah, this is actually I didn't know.
For me, I had a bunch of
That's...
credits and they transferred over, and because we can accelerate,
Wait,
I finished very
a million crystals.
WGU, you can start whenever.
Learn more today.
He was deported to El Salvador.
You mean Kilmore Brager Garcia, who was part of the MS-13, a terrorist gang member? He's not an American citizen. So name 2 American citizens who've been deported by ICE.
Well, it's kind of difficult when they... I can tell you, I've spoken to immigration lawyers. You know, Srila Law is a law firm here. The current prosecution that is prosecuting these ICE cases, they're not prosecuting as by following to the law.
One more, but actually it doesn't.
Yeah. And they don't let, once you are in an ICE detention center, you cannot contact your family. People are gone missing for weeks, months, with no contact. People have no idea where they are. So that is against the law. Like,
it's not.
The law should be followed.
I think there needs to be due process
That's not.
for these people. I don't think you can just you know.
They should actually inform, to be honest. But it's. I don't think it.
Because you need reasonable.
Yep. So let me ask you, because you're making a lot of grandiose statements. Can you name one person,
I cannot,
an American citizen who was disappeared by ICE for speaking Spanish?
I cannot.
So then why make the claim?
Or speaking.
Because there's been reports.
Exactly, no one.
I want to believe
there's
you.
not names. There's not names.
There aren't. So we know that that's happening.
I don't want to believe.
I'm sure we
want to believe
right now and
that
find swaths and
all the organizations in the
so again,
work well together to help stop crimes. That's what you want.
You should be held accountable in the same way. If you're an illegal,
I wouldn't want to believe.
You should also be held accountable.
Yes.
Great. So we should deport illegal immigrants who violated the law. So we're in agreement here.
Yes, I don't think ICE is doing their job though. I mean,
so,
we can disagree.
So when we talk about the more than 1 million,
theory, we might agree.
So when we talk about the more than 1 million illegal immigrants who've been deported by ICE since President Trump's second term, when we talk about the, I believe, 2 million illegal
Trump
immigrants,
hasn't even deported as many illegal immigrants as Obama.
I agree. That's why we have to wrap up the mass deportations. I'm with you.
ICE,
we need to be doing a much better job.
ICE has this huge budget, right?
Yep.
And we're only giving ICE more and more money. And I know you saw how they cut down the qualifications for ICE. They shortened the training. Right? So these are essentially people with little to no training, acting with pretty much total immunity. J.D. Vance and Trump has said ICE officers have immunity. You would disagree with that,
Every single
right?
police officer in this country has qualified immunity, so I'm not sure why you're making a distinction with ICE. But I would agree with you. We're not deporting as many people. We're in agreement here. We should ramp it up. You want to know why we're not deporting as many people? Because people like Renee Good, people who obstruct traffic for hours on end, people like the white liberals in Minnesota who try to prevent ICE officers from conducting operations against like child rapists and murderers who've actually been deported back.
But we're finding that a lot of the people that they're capturing, you could say they're illegal. That is in an act. Like you could say they're illegal immigrants, but being a legal immigrant, that means it doesn't mean you've committed a crime.
They're literally called illegal immigrants. By definition, they've all committed crimes.
No, because
if I come into your home and I just start living in your house, have I committed a crime?
That's a different crime. That's trespassing.
Very good. So why is it trespassing for your house? It's not trespassing for a country.
Illegal immigrants still have rights. They have rights to due process.
Correct. Absolutely, they have rights to due process. In the same way that Americans have rights to national sovereignty.
So once you're in the United States, illegal or not,
this is a bit interrupted.
Rights like due process, rights.
So again, because you're making a lot of good statements. What specific due process rights have illegal immigrants been forfeited of because of the Trump administration?
Due process.
What specifically?
The right to a
trial. You're saying that there are illegal immigrants.
They're being deported without
having a trial.
Without trial.
Name a case. That's shocking to me. I have relatively good connections in the U.S. government. You have my word. If you can identify a person who has been deported without seeing a judge, you have my word. I will go to the members of Congress that I know, and I will bring up his name to that member of Congress. Do you have a name?
No, I do not have the name.
Because I think you should understand that these things aren't happening. These are fictions propagated by the mainstream media to get you to believe that illegal immigrants who violated the crime
is propagating propaganda, but the U.S. government is not.
What specifically would you say the U.S. government is propagating?
The fact that all these illegal immigrants are committing crimes when investigations from, you'll call it fake news or fake media, have found that overwhelmingly 90+% of the people being arrested have no criminal record, have zero criminal.
That is demonstrably not true. And again, I think we just fundamentally disagree on what constitutes a crime. I'm saying if you come into a country illegally,
that's not a crime.
You're saying illegal immigration is not a crime, correct?
I'm saying you cannot be deported and arrested for it.
Is illegal immigration a crime, yes or no?
Well, it depends. You can be here on asylum. You can be here for.
But that's not illegal immigration. We have asylum. We have ports of entry. Asylum is a legal thing. People can do it. I actually know someone who legally claimed asylum. He actually works with me. But I just want to understand from you, illegal immigration, is that a crime, yes or no?
Illegal immigration, it is a crime.
Great. So what should the consequence be to someone who illegally immigrated into a country?
There should be a process.
Agreed. But what should the punishment be?
The punishment.
Like if you were to ask me what is the punishment for pedophilia, I would say every pedophile gets to have due process, but ultimately the punishment should be you're chemically castrated.
That was actually supposed to happen.
You and I, due process. And again, the offer's on the table. If you can pinpoint an illegal immigrant who has not had due process, tell me. I will go to the members of Congress that I know and I will tell them. But ultimately, once you've had your
I know. Oh no, it's not enough. This is a different one.
Should the punishment be for
but I should.
I don't think deportation is very productive.
So what should the punishment be?
There's like 7 or 8 people, like children, that have been deported with citizenship or something.
But what should the punishment be for illegal immigration? I agree, due process. I agree, we got to change the system. I agree with all of those things. But what should the punishment be today for illegal immigration?
it depends. Have you committed a crime? I
We
think it needs to be
already
case by
established it.
case.
We already established. Remember when I asked you, is illegal immigration a crime? You said yes. So now I'm saying, now that we've established it's a crime, what is the punishment for committing that crime? That's what I just want to understand from you.
I don't think there should be punishment much.
So no punishment at all. You can come into the country illegally and nothing should happen to you. That's your position.
I think as long as you are being a productive member of society, I would say, the illegal immigrant selling tacos on the corner, if she, if she's illegal.
Yeah, I agree though, to be honest. I feel like it is worse for illegal, like, if they're a net negative, that's more.
Telling me and the camera the address to your home so that we can live in your home.
I don't think it's
living in your home.
that they're net negative.
About it is just renovate your house, create a third bedroom so I can live there. Would you be comfortable doing that?
No, I wouldn't be comfortable
Why
doing
not?
that. Well, I mean, I don't want someone living in my house.
Thank you. So you and I are both against illegal immigration. Okay, that was a crazy conversation. I learned a lot, including I really want to move back.
If at first you don't succeed, do it the way I told you. My dad loved.
Welcome back to a series so genius. Even Dr. Eggman subscribed. In today's video, Hassan is now apparently snitching on his buddies after he got subpoenaed by the US government. He has responded denying the claims and says he actually does not care about himself at all.
Lying is OP, as I say all the time.
He claims he's simply trying to defend free speech and fight for the American people. Pro's a comedian. Asmongold has responded explaining why everyone hates Hassan and supports the investigation. Twitter is for the first time siding with Asmon simply because Hassan is that bad. Asmon has responded talking about his working class background and reminiscing about the struggles he had growing up with his mom. He says he doesn't consider himself famous and important, unlike Hassan. Attorney Legal Mindset is now going over the legal implications of Hassan's investigation. Apparently the fine could go up to $1 million and 10 years in prison. Hassan is now arguing with a chatter, claiming that he doesn't show off his wealth. The Gucci bag disagrees. Asmon is not buying it.
I think that's 80. Yeah, that's probably 80. I need 480.
Subscribe so Hassan gets raided by the FBI. They're gonna confiscate the shot collars. He's cocked. Now let's begin. Right, welcome back everybody. The Hassan investigation continues. Quick recap. Hassan got subpoenaed by the US government for his trip to Cuba and potentially violating US laws. Kaya made the boss call, of course, reported him to the FBI. Anyways, it seems Hassan is now ratting out his buddies in order to save himself. Hassan named Singham, PSL, Answer, and Code Pink in one breath. Hassan discussed the reported Treasury scrutiny and said the broader target is probably Singham. He then acknowledged that Roy lives in China and has been a funding vehicle for political movements and activism in the US. He didn't refute the network he mapped it, saying the quiet part out loud. Far left streamer Hassan names Neville Roy as the funding vehicle behind political operations that operate under non-profit labels.
I think that ultimately the target
Wait, let me get the
probably Singham and his operation from PSL to Answer Coalition to Code Pink, like anything that he has ever financed. And it's not new. It's been around for a while, but it's obviously it's held through regardless because like it's ridiculous, right? It's like totally fucking ridiculous to try and stop like the political advocacy of an American citizen, right? Roy Singham is an American citizen. He lives in China now, and he's a centimillionaire. I think he like has almost $1 billion. Not sure how much money he has now, but like he's been a funding vehicle for a lot of political.
That's a crazy one.
Political movements in the country, like a lot of activism,
Brass.
and they hate that shit. Like the American government hates that shit, so they're trying to jam him up. You know, they're trying to hit him on anything and everything they possibly can. That's it. That's the goal here. That's the broader goal.
Of course, they're not actually going after me, guys. I'm
I
not
don't
the
know
guy
if
you want. FBI, if you're listening, I did not do anything. I'm just a itty witty Twitch streamer. It's the Roy guy. He's the guy you're after. He's the one behind all of this. We're just pawns. They made me do it. The Nazis made me do it. It was Israel. Sure, Hassan, tell it to the judge. But he is floundering like Flats the Flounder. So people are saying he's prepared to sell out Singham and the others in exchange for a plea deal to stay out of jail.
I don't know. I'm gonna stop for us. Let me close. Reviews, average view. That's actually, guys. Oh, and I need to eat. So